Hello, 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 hello. ललित ललित मैंने कहा यूट्यूब चालू कर चालू.
हेलो 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 चेक चेक थोड़ा लाउड कर हेलो 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 चेक चेक हेलो चेक चेक हेलो
चलो.
सर एक मिनिट मी फक्त चालू करतो थोडं इंट्रोडक्शन देतो मग तुम्हाला सांगतो टॉस करायला आणि मग आपण टॉस करूया Good evening and welcome to Zooter International School Dads Tournament. And as you can see that we have come here at the Air India ground, which is a big day for both these teams. Camp Rangers going against Mount Terra. And here it is, gentlemen, where the real competition is because you guys are just one step away from that mega finals. So I have Salim from Mount Litera and I have Harshvardhan from Camp Rangers. I have both the umpires. So I request the umpires now to flip the coin and let's start the toss. Gentlemen, who's going to call? So Salim is going to call, and that is heads. So Salim is going to call, and Harsh is going to flip the coin. Here it goes, and tails it is. So Harshvardhan, you win the toss. So what do you decide to do?
We will bat first. We will go in for batting first.
Especially looking at the deck, the ball is not likely to come onto the bat in the starting overs, but you still chose to bat. Are you looking out a good score to put against Mount Litera?
Yes, the intent is that we put up a good score, of course. And knowing this pitch, I know in the second half, it's tend to get even more slower and a little more difficult. So hopefully we'll take the advantage of batting first.
Well, I'm sure all these dads are playing a lot of tournaments, and that's why that judgment comes. So, were you also looking to win the toss? And if you would toss, what would have chosen first?
Hi. Actually, what I wanted, he has already given me. We were expecting bowl, and we got it.
So, I think it's a win-win situation for both of them. So, the news from the center is Camp Rangers win the toss. They've selected to bat first, and have invited Mount Litera to field first. So, all the best, gentlemen, and may the best team win. Thank you. And in just 10 minutes, we are going to start the match. So I request Mount Litera to get on with the field. minutes, and the toss was between Camp Rangers versus Mount Litera, where Camp Rangers have won the toss and they've selected to bat first and have invited, of course, Mount Litera to field first. So they're getting all set for the fielding, and it's a big semi-finals that is coming up, because the team who is winning this match will be playing BD Smashers at the finals in Pune. They'll be traveling on the 23rd, staying in the lavish JW Marriott Hotel in Pune, and 24th morning will be a big day for these teams. And the next match that is coming after this is JNS Young Veterans versus JNS Jaguars. Again, a tough competition, and the team who wins the second match will be playing Fazlani United in the finals on the 24th, which is happening in Pune again. So both the teams are set, and Camp Rangers going against Mount Litera. It's a T20 format, T20 game, and it's going to be a lot of excitement, because especially when you talk about the format of the game, it has changed a lot. Earlier we used to see 80 overs, 50 overs, one-day tournaments, and then now we are seeing 2020 format has been introduced. It's quite challenging even at various levels, because the game has become fast. You have to get good runs on the scoreboard, and I think that is the exact reason why Camp Rangers have selected to bat first. They would be looking at a total of nothing less than 180, 190 plus. But let's see how Mount Litera is going to stop them. It's going to be a tough competition. It's a T20 format game, and we will be soon back with live action. Myself, commentator Dipesh Manisha Gopinath Sule, here at the Air India ground. We are live from here, and soon you will see the live scenes out here. We'll be starting nothing less than 5 minutes, and I request both the teams to get ready. Of course, the batsmen to get ready. It's going to be a beautiful evening of some solid competition out here. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you to Zooter International School Darts Tournament. Good evening and welcome to Zooter International School Dance Tournament. This is a big semi-finals coming up. As you can see, both the batsmen now are ready to take the charge of the crease here, and of course, Mount Litera are also geared up for this big semi-finals that is coming up. This is going to be a big game for both the teams because this is just one step away from that mega finals that is happening in Pune on the 24th of this February. It's going to be an exhaustive season of cricket. You can see a lot of tournaments happening, especially the school dads are playing a lot of tournaments across the various parts of the states. But now here we are live from the Air India ground, and welcome everyone once again to this grand semi-finals. Well, of course, the challengers are going to go first. And the second match that is going to happen is between JNS Young Veterans versus JNS Jaguars. We'll have to wait for that, but it's all excitement about this game, which is about to start in just next few minutes. Mount Litera, they're getting up, geared up with the fielding. And it will be important to see first 5 overs because that is where the tones will be set for both the teams. How are they planning to look up to this game? Are the batsmen of Camp Rangers going to start with an attack, or they're going to go on a defensive mode, look for a good total and slowly and steadily build the innings? How is Mount Litera going to approach the first 5 overs? Are they going to go with an attacking field? Are they going to take some early wickets? Everything will be live in just few seconds now. And now you can see the live scenes out here. It's just the big semi-finals that I was talking about sometime back is about to start. Nicely bowled, but this time he starts off with a boundary on the very first ball. A low full toss converted into a good opportunity, and that's gone all the way into the gaps for a boundary. Well, and always the right thing to do. It's all about rotating strikes. Just when you've hit that boundary, you quickly rotate the strike, and that's the right thing done by Aditya. Started off with a beautiful boundary to the extra covers region. Got a good gap, and now Kaushik on strike. This time it's a big appeal, and he gets a wicket on the very third ball. Finally, it's some cheers and some smiles for Mount Litera as Shripad strikes. Beautiful bowl, caught in front of the stumps, and the first wicket down for Camp Rangers. So there's a lot of action happening right from the start of the game. You saw the very first ball going towards that extra covers boundary, then a single, and then Shripad strikes. Shripad Khedekar there with the ball. Well, that would now get Camp Rangers batsmen thinking a bit. Maybe want to wait and play. This one's drifting way outside the leg stump and will be called wide by Raju sir. Harshvardhan Rungta, the new man in at the batting end. Again, drifting way outside the leg stump will be called wide. Two consecutive wides here. Is trying to bowl more on the legs, and I think that's the reason he's trying to get his right line and length. This time a much better, much fuller delivery. And that's a no ball, unfortunately, but that will also give an extra run. Of course, there's going to be a free hit, some freebies out here for Camp Rangers and Harsh, who's at the batting end. This time he tries to dance down the crease. Could not quite connect it pretty well, but will only get a single on that occasion. Of course, when it's a free hit, you would want to hit that anywhere in the stadium. And that was that attempt from Harsh. Now Aditya back on strike. It will be important to see what kind of approach now both these batsmen take in the game. Of course, there's going to be some fielding changes as well. Well, it's kind of a long over as well because you saw three extras coming up, a boundary coming up, a wicket coming up. Lots more happening in this first over of that semi-finals number one. And of course, now Aditya is on strike. This time, clever bowling, just bowling it on the off stump, getting a little bit of swing. And this is exactly what is going to happen. The ball is not going to come onto the bat in the early overs. This is much fuller and sweetly timed it into the gaps. He's been finding those gaps pretty fine, and that's going to be another boundary. Beautiful shot coming onto the back foot. Nicely placed. Got his target and got a boundary. Well, so the first over made us see a lot of things out here. 2 boundaries in that over, 3 extras, 1 single. So 2 singles. And 13 runs of that first over, with a wicket falling down for Camp Rangers. And then again, of course, the second over now coming up. Again, surely Mount Litera has a plan in their mind. They've managed to get that early wicket in the innings on the very first over. So after some spin bowling, some changes into the field. They've got a deep extra covers here. Got a short covers, short extra covers mid off, mid on, short mid wicket, and of course a deep fine leg. So after the spin bowling, here's some medium pace. Harshvardhan on striker, trying to go on a bit of defensive mode. Realizes early in the innings that there's no point hitting every ball. That's a beautiful shot. That's one of a cracker, and that's going to race away for the boundary. Beautiful execution, playing on the front foot, and that's another boundary for Camp Rangers. So just when you see them going on a defense, it means that they're just reading the line and length, and then trying to punish the ball very hard. That was a beautiful execution by Harsh. This once again, no need to run for that because the ball is racing away, but what a great fielding there by the fielder in the deep. He surely has saved 3 important runs for his team. Good running and good save there by Neil. He had to run a long mile, but he managed to get that. With just a single on that ball brings back Aditya, who's already struck 2 boundaries in the first over, and he's now looking for more gaps. Again, he is picking up that gap. Very fine. One more boundary coming up. All that he's talking with his bat is in boundaries at the moment. Well, again, outside edge. This one's going for a boundary again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he's only talking with his bat, and that with boundaries. This one's an outside edge. Went to the third man region, but I think offside seems to be his favorite. He's already hit 3 boundaries on the offside. That's now a little bit of tricky situation for Aditya. Neil getting a little bit of swing. That's a good comeback, I would say. Just outside the off stump, getting that outswinger. Again, this time they have the protection in the deep since he's scored maximum runs in the covers region. "28 runs off those 2 overs that has been bowled. So good run rate of 14 runs per over that Camp Rangers have started their game. Well, that's a beautiful gap. That's racing away for a boundary. Excellent drive there. Just opening the face of the bat, and no need to run on that. Certainly that early hittings that he's doing, and he's getting those gaps perfectly fine. Playing on the front foot, opening the face of the bat on the last delivery, and there she went for a boundary. This one's drifting onto the leg side, and the wicket keeper missing it. But all that advantage is for Camp Rangers. They get one more boundary. That's kind of expensive already. They're getting runs very easily, Camp Rangers. And if they continue to get these kind of runs, they're going to have a Mount Everest built up very soon. That's a great shot. Once again, backward point this time. Beautiful striker. It is Harshvardhan. Oh, it's again Aditya. No, it's yeah, it's Aditya. What a great shot. This time coming on the back foot, giving himself a little bit of room, and bang goes the ball for a boundary. Beautiful shot. Delivery, but umpires not pretty much convinced as it. Kostub getting his line and length, very attacking on the very last ball. Now Harsh on strike with the first slip on. Well, again a white ball. So extras have been a bit of a concern for Mount Litera in the start of the innings. Maybe they're trying to get that swing just outside the off stump, trying to angle the ball nicely to the batsman. That's in the air, and that's going to be another chase. But what a stop. Beautiful stop there. Surely saved 3 runs for his team. Great commitment on the field there. And fielding like these, of course, are a big motivation boosters for the bowler as well. That's got a good height, but unfortunately it's drifting way outside the off stump and will be called wide. But finally Kostup getting some good height to the ball. He's bouncing it pretty nicely. Something just disturbed him. Maybe there's then it's going to be very dangerous for Mount Libera. Harshvardhan on the other end is a little bit of quiet. Is being a spectator out here, but that's the right thing to do because on one end, if the batsman is going aggressive, the batsman on the non-strikers end also has to be a good support, and that's an excellent support given by Harsh. But at now, the dilemma for Mount Libera is to get a wicket, and how are they going to achieve it? Harsh coming back on strike, Aditya on strike there. And we have a bowling change, of course. The fourth over coming up. Once again, Neil back to the attack. That's a good shot again. This time the ball is racing away towards the extra covers region. There is a protection and the fielder will cut it off just for a single. Aditya comes back on strike and 50 up for Camp Rangers. Oh, this one's trying to play across the line here. Trying to flick that one, but completely beating the batsman there, Aditya. Aditya is playing on 30. That's a great strike, just above the head of the mid-off fielder. No need to run for that, but you can be a spectator to watch that eye candy. Great shot again, one more boundary coming up, and he's already playing on 34 runs of just 15 balls that he's faced. And I think he's just not ready to take that single, but he says that if I can manage to get a boundary on every ball that I face, why to run for it? Beautiful strike there by Aditya. And offside seems to be his favorite. This time again, a good strike for a single. Brings back Harshvardhan on strike. That's again pretty much defensive. Good bowling there by Neil. Now he's nicely shaping his line and length. Well, it's an appeal again. It's a big appeal. But again, umpires, umpire Tandil is not convinced completely. End of the over, and after the end of 4 overs, it is 55 for the loss of 1 wicket. And again, I think it's going to be Kostu back on the attack because at the end of the over, he was getting some good bounce in this very first over. Got for some runs, but I think now the bowlers are shaping up pretty well. They're trying to bowl as much as they can onto the stumps, not trying to give any kind of room for the batsmen. But when you have batsmen like Aditya, they are just striking the ball everywhere in the stadium. Look at that. He's getting a good bounce, as I said, told you. And that's the reason there you can see one slip standing. Maybe they're looking for that edge. But especially the last over of Neil, and now it's. That's a good strike again. Going towards the cover region just for a single. But that low full toss ball looked like it will this time go to the boundary like a rocket. But there was a man in the deep. That's a better delivery. And nicely played by Harsh. Just opening the face of the batter, just angling the ball to the point region. Getting a single on that occasion. The score is slowly, steadily moving for Camp Rangers. That's a block hole. That's a good line going towards the fielder there in the deep. Will just get a single. Was a block hole nicely placed. Just slicing the ball pretty well. So Kostuv is bowling some deadly line to the batsman there. That's a good striker. Again, straight in the hands of the fielder. Wanted to get the ball early in the hand. Kostuv shouting that throw, throw. But an easy single for Aditya and Harsh. Good cheeky run here. Good running between the wickets. Their understanding also has been great throughout till now. They've been coordinating pretty well for those quick singles. Again, beautiful bowling. Good pace on that occasion. End of the 5 overs, and it is 59 for the loss of just 1 wicket. So again, the captain going for Neil again. Wants him to continue on the track. Again, nicely angled towards the deep fine leg region. Just a single on that occasion. Well, now the bowlers are pretty much shaping the deliveries nicely. Not trying to experiment, just sticking to basics. Aditya back on strike. And of course, that extra covers coming into the play, knowing that he is very good at the offside. That's going to be a long, long, long chase, but the ball wins here. One more boundary coming up for Aditya, and he's not far away from his half century. He's playing on 41 runs. What a brilliant start to this innings. Started talking in boundaries. The very first ball of the match went for a boundary, and he's continuing that legacy. That's a better delivery. And that's very special about Aditya's inning, that he has always taken calculated risk, played them on the merits of the ball. That's again in the gaps, and is this also going to travel? No, there is a man towards a wideish long off region. That's a good throw, and 2 easy runs meanwhile. It was quite a chase for the fielder, and he does it well, saving 2 important runs for his team. That's a good strike in the air, and that will pass the man there. One more boundary coming up, and as he's hitting those boundaries, he's coming closer to his half century. 47 runs that he's playing on, and the team is now at a score of 70. Again on the offside, this is going to race away. But yes, it is going to be cut off. Good fielding there by the fielder. 2 more runs and he moves to 49. And the score moves to 72. Beautiful batting performance there from Aditya till now. And that's the end of the over. End of the 6 overs, it playing at an average of 12 runs per over, and it's 72 on the scoreboard. Well, I think that now Camp Rangers have set their tone, and how are they going to approach the innings here on? Because when you have already 72 runs on the board after the end of 6 overs, of course, it will be interesting to see the last 5 overs, because this is now where the real construction starts. The foundation is laid. And now it is just about are you building a 13-story or a 16 or a skyscraper? Change in the bowling again. This time Mount Libera desperately needs a wicket out here. Litera, sorry. Need a wicket out here. Again, we'll have some spin bowling. Right arm over the wicket. Good shot again. But this time now the field is pretty much spread out. We'll only get a single on that occasion. Brings back Aditya on strike, who's playing on 49 runs. And here it is, a standing ovation for him as he gets to his 50. What a marvelous innings. Magnificent way to bring his half century. Again on the offside where he started with that first boundary. But this time it was a couple of runs to bring in his big half century. It's a good start from Mayur as well. Again, good line and length. There's going to be quite a chase, but Harsh says no for that second one, and just a single. And now I think somewhere when you have a bowling change and Mayur is on the other end who's bowling here, I think he's brought in to get those speed breakers, and he's applying it pretty fine. And that's a good strike. That's a big, big, big hit coming towards the commentary box. First six of this innings. Again, a beautiful delivery this time, finding the block hole there, Mayur. It's a good comeback. And this will be fine. That's a good shot. Ball goes racing towards the backward point region. So the end of 7 overs, and it is 86 runs on the scoreboard. And ideally how you would love to play a semi-finals is something that Camp Rangers are showing in this Air India ground. Well, even the wicket in the initial overs, the ball was not right coming onto the bat, but the batsman finding a lot of opportunities to get that into the gaps. So there's going to be a Mount bowling change again for Mount Litera. What they need here is a breakthrough. They need a wicket here. They need this partnership to stop. Some changes into the fielding here, and that's going to be obvious. So Salim now at the bowling end. That's again drifting way outside the leg stump. Going to be called wide by Mr. Tandel, who is the umpire. This is a beautifully flighted delivery. Got the edge, but the batsman is safe. Beautifully bowled by Salim there. And this is exactly what they would be looking at. To bowl good flighted deliveries, trying to trick the batsman. That's in the air and that's going to fall in no man's land. Well, Aditya wanted to go for a second, but rightly sent back by Harsh. Again, beautiful delivery. And now, somewhere the scorecard looks a bit waiting on the signal. That's again a beautiful strike. There is a long chase for the fielder there. He does it fine. Saved, of course, two important runs for the team. And every run that you save is a run that you've earning it. Shot delivery, and that's gonna go all the way. Beautiful strike there. This one's gone miles in the stadium as well. Well, that's the second six coming up. First one, it was on the long off region by Harshvardhan, and then it was this time the mid wicket region by Aditya. He was talking in boundaries till now. Now he's started to go for those sixes. Score is soaring up high, and it's a good partnership between these two. That's a good shot again towards the extra covers region, just for a single there. And it's the end of 8 over, and it is 98 for the loss of 1 wicket. With that early fall of wicket, I think both these batsmen have taken the responsibility pretty nicely. The team is playing now on 98, just 2 runs short of that big century that they want to bring in, and it's just come out in the 8th over. So Shripad now coming back to the strike, and I think here is when he's looking for that positive change because he's got himself to the bowling end from right arm over the wicket. We've seen a lot of spinners coming up, very few medium pacers or pace bowlers, but I think the spin attack has been not quite in the favor of Mount Litera today. 98 is the score, and what they need is a breakthrough in this partnership. They need an icebreaker. It's a good discussion between both these batsmen on how are they looking at approaching the next half of the game. Still 2 overs to go for that 10 overs to get completed, as we've just completed 8 overs now. But the challenge that will be coming up is getting more and more wickets, and both these batsmen look pretty much set in the center. So Shripad now giving the ball to Mayur, bringing him again for his second over. It's going to be a continuous effort to get that wicket. You can see a covers long off, long on, deep mid wicket, short square leg. Bit of a spreaded field, and I think that's fair as well. That's nicely sliced again. The ball going towards the cover region. Easy single there for the batsman. Aditya brings back Harshvardhan on strike. They've got a plan in their mind and they're executing it pretty well. 99, just one shot of that century for the team. Well, here it is, the big 100 coming up for Camp Rangers. Amazing batting between these two, and what a great partnership. That's a good shot in the air, and well, just missing it. But that's some great fielding in the deep again. That will bring in two more runs for the team. 102 it is. That was a great try by the fielder there. Oh, this one kept low. It was deceiving for the batsman as well as the keeper. These are just some of the freebies that you get if you do any mistake in your fielding. Good bowling by Mayur again, just bowling closer to that stumps. That is again nicely bowled. Neil coming onto the ball, just a single on that occasion. Well, they're going to go for that single because wanted to get that double run. "114 runs on the scoreboard. It was a good over by Mayur, not trying to give any kind of room to the batsman, and that is exactly how the attack has to be changed. He was bowling a very orthodox line. He was bowling onto the stumps, giving a good flight to the delivery, getting a help of a little bit of spin. But what a fantastic partnership between these two. Kostup coming back into the attack. Well, and just when there's some changes happening into the fielding now again, it's again a medium pacer coming to the attack. Again, a bit of a spreaded field there. Nicely a bed of grass here at Air India ground. That's a full toss one, swung it away and swung it away to glory. Whitish long on is the region there, and that's a boundary again for Aditya. That's a full toss ball. Will be falling in the no man's land region there, but there's going to be quite a chase for the fielder as well as the batsman will also have to run hard for that second run. And that's exactly what has worked for Camp Rangers. The great partnership that you can see right now live inside with Aditya and Harish. That's again a beautiful delivery. Got bit little bit of extra pace on that one. Got it closer to the batsman. And Aditya had no choice but to go on the back foot. Again, similar delivery. Perfect execution. Well, singles have not been that favorite for Aditya, but he is now trying to get that one. Full toss ball again, failed to collect in the follow through, but will only get a single there. And is upset with himself. That's the end of the over, and there's going to be 122 runs after the end of 10 overs. Well, and that's a strategic timeout. We will be back in just few minutes. Welcome back after that drinks break, and Shripad now bowling in right arm over the wicket. Well, that's some of the young supporters who are early in to play for Mount Litera. Some young cricketers already getting built up, and they're already excited to be on the field, especially to support his dada. And he's having a ball of a time. Good to see the scenes out here at the Zooter International School Dads Tournament. Let's get back to the game now. It's a long hit, a man coming under it, but what a great stop. That's a beautiful stop by the fielder. Again, just a single there. Shripad there, bowling beautiful line and length. Keep straight. That's a beautiful flighted delivery, and that's going to be. That's again in the air. Neil coming on the ball will just fall short, but he's been a great runner. He's been a great fielder. The throw not quite exactly going to the bowler, but somewhere in the short mid-off region. I think he was in a hurry to release the ball, and that's the reason it just got misdirected. Got an extra run for Harsh. Again a white ball, and the free hit will continue for sure. That's a good strike, and what a stop! What a fantastic stop here by Salim. And this is where you would want to change things a bit. Again, full toss ball, and that's going to be called no ball. How many runs are they going to get off that? Couple of the ball slipping from the hands of Salim. Not quite fortunate here, but that's going to be a free hit again for the batsman Harsh. 45 that is playing on now. That's again going on to the back foot. Shripad coming on the ball. Wideish mid off is the region. Just a single brings back Aditya on strike. And last ball of the over. Nicely flighted delivery outside the off stump, wanting the batsman to go and do a mistake. He went for a drive, but this time missing it. End of another over. And after the end of 12 overs, it is already 148 on the scoreboard. Well, it's just a missed chance there, but could have been worth a chance. Shripad coming back to the attack, and that was quite a close chance here. 48 that Harsh is playing on, more 2 to get for his half century. That's in the air, and oh, what a great dismissal. Finally getting a breakthrough, and Harsh cannot believe himself. He was playing on 48, just 2 runs away from his half century, and what a breakthrough by Shripad. Mount Litera has started celebrating. This is the breakthrough. This is a big breakthrough that they were looking for. And now you can expect some bit of a high momentum by Mount Litera. Purely because Shripad has been successful to get that important breakthrough in this match, and this is exactly what they were looking for. This partnership already had caused a lot of harm for Mount Litera. What a breakthrough by Shripad. Beautiful bowling. Anish Bansali, the new man in the center. So Anish off the mark, that single. That's a good strike, but there is a man in the deep. We'll get a single there. Aditya. Bad habit to do that. Beautiful delivery once again. I think he's bang on with his bowling. And that's going to be an end of the over after 13 overs. It is 152, and what a great spell, because he's just given 4 runs in that over, took that important wicket, and he brings in Mayur back to the attack. Another dangerous bowler, and what they would be looking at is one more wicket from here on. Something that just worked for Mount Litera in the last over is that wicket by Shripad. And what a great reflexes that is shown. Harsh wanted to hit that over the bowler's head, but and it was 48 runs for him, just 2 runs away for that half century. Wanted to get that half century in style, but Shripad got a good wicket on that one. Mayur back onto the strike, Mayur back onto the bowling, and Aditya on strike. That's a good strike again in the air, and that's going to be a boundary. Just when you thought that Mount Litera would take the momentum on, he hits that boundary. Beautiful shot. Again in the air, chase for the fielder there. That will be cut off before the boundary line. Another couple of runs for Aditya and the team as well. Change in the fielding gets Neil back to the offside. Increase the protection on that side. Of course, they've seen them playing along on the offside. That's a beautiful slower one by Mayur. Changing the pace on that occasion, trying to deceive the batsman. That's a full toss ball, then that's going to travel fine. And it comes on a no ball as well. One more boundary for Aditya. "84 runs that he's playing on." Aditya is looking for a big century on this Air India ground today. We'll have to wait and watch. I wouldn't say that. Well, he's got some innovative shot as well for you in the store. Nicely flighted, and that is a sheer elegance, you would say. That is being very elegant. Knew that there was some bit of a pace on that full toss delivery coming onto him, and all he does is elegantly flicks it. That's again trying to hit across the line. Wideish mid-on comes to the play. Just a single on that occasion will also bring the end of that fantastic over by Mayur. Just one boundary in that over, but overall a very good over. Two boundaries, sorry, but three. Two, na? Yeah. 169 for two after the end of 14 overs and more 6 overs to go. And here's it's going to be a challenge. What is the total that Camp Rangers have there in their mind? Because if they're going basis this average, they would be looking at somewhere around 250, 260. But that's again ambitious, where you have on the other hand Shripad bowling. He's already got a big wicket in the last over that he's bowled, and he would be looking for one more now, giving nicely angled bowling here, giving a good flight to the delivery, trying to variate in the pace. So everything going right for Shripad at this moment, and it will be interesting to watch this contest because one side you have Anish standing, and it's Shripad back on the attack. Look at that, much fuller. A direct hit would be interesting here. And yes, it was a close call, but the batsman is safe. Brings back Aditya back on strike. Goes on the back foot this time into the gap, and that's going to be a one more boundary. Well, was he looking and practicing all this while only to hit boundaries is now a serious question. Beautiful strike there. Again, a bit of changes into the fielding. Gets an extra shot, covers. Gets a short square leg as well. And is he getting a short extra mid wicket? Well, of course, a bit of aggressive fielding here. Good flight, but he picks up the full toss ball, and that's going to go all the way for a sixer. Beautiful strike into the stadiums, and it's going to travel a long, long, long way. Again, this time punching the ball towards the wideish long off region. Just a single. Brings back Anish on strike. That's a beautiful line. That's a beautiful ball, but surely the keeper must have stopped it. But that's missed by the batsman, missed by the keeper, and that's a 5 runs. 2 easy runs for Anish. but that's again a bye. That's again a good shot for a single. 15 overs have been completed, and it is 184 for the loss of 2 wickets now. More 5 overs to go, and here is when the interesting contest will begin, because they would be looking at scoring just about 250, but that again, how much is possible, how much is not, is something that the time is going to tell you. More 5 overs to go in this innings. So the last 5 overs to come up, and it is Anish on strike now. Bit of a fielding change here. That's a great pull shot going towards the long on region. Just a single. So Neil coming back in the attack. That's a good call from Aditya, and nicely reverted by Anish. Quick single on that occasion. Bit of changes again happening. And he's clean bowled at this time, trying to play across the line, and the bails are already on the, but it was a no ball. Well, sometimes if the luck is not on your favor, it's always a free hit that saves you. So Anish is safe here because it was a free hit. That's again two quick runs. That one's in the air. That is traveling, and it is going to continue traveling because there's a beautiful boundary there by Anish. Great shot, picked it up early. Neil there trying to get a bit of an extra pace on that occasion, but nicely played by Anish. Again, this one's onto the pads. There was an appeal. Umpires, of course, not interested. That's the end of another over, and it is 194 after the end of 16 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. Great going here for Camp Rangers, and this is a brilliant shaped up innings. Aditya still in the center, nicely supported there by Anish. 194 it is for 2. That's was in the air for some time, but we'll get a quick single. Brings back Aditya on strike. Again, this time the ball going towards the long off region. No, are they going for the second one? No, they're not. Anish on strike. It's a good going for Camp Rangers here. That's again a dead ball here. Full toss ball, nicely played towards the mid on region. will bring back Aditya on strike. Some bit of pace bowling here by Kaustup. It's a good shot again. This time he would want to go for that second one, and as he completes that 2 run, he will wave his bat in the air. A brilliant century on that occasion, and all the members of Camp Rangers are on their feet. A standing ovation. Brilliant knock with starting off with a lot of boundaries. Then comes a sixer. He's also mixed it up nicely with singles, doubles, and a true marvelous innings. Bravo. Brilliant innings there by Aditya. And what a performance on this evening at the Air India ground. That's again hit it very hard, going towards the long off region. Just a single on that occasion. Fielder coming in time. Anuj has had a very long day. He's running a lot when he was standing at the deep mid wicket region, and now in the long off region. Extra bit of pace on that occasion. Long on coming into the play this time. Just a single there. 17 overs have been completed, and it is 201 on the scoreboard. Now it's just 3 overs to go. It's already 200 up for Camp Rangers. Again, a change in the bowling. Salim being brought back into the attack from right arm over the wicket. Anish is on strike. Bit of a changing, fields changing here. Looking at even Anish has played some couple of fantastic shots. That's a good start by Salim. These kind of deliveries will be expected more. This time it is a full toss one, nicely pulled away. And that's not what was waiting in the store. Brings in the smile on the face of Anish, and why wouldn't it? A misfield and a boundary. Always a perk for the batsman. Again, it's a good shot this time. Again, the widest long on region is the where the fielding is going to be. And two quick runs for Anish. Good running between the wickets between these two. Full toss ball, and that's an edge that is going fine. Long chase for Anuj. What a commitment and what a fielding there. He had to run very hard for it. Bit of a confusion there between both the batsmen, but both of them are safe. It was quite a chase for Anuj, and he's been very busy in the outfield today. Dancing down the pitch here. Will only get a single, but it was a good carpet shot towards the deep mid wicket region. And this one's in the air, and an easy catch there for Shripad. Well, he's been part of two important wickets. First on his own bowling, he took a brilliant catch, and now this fantastic catch to end the innings of Aditya. He's had a great day at with the bat today, and finally that marvelous innings comes to an end. What a show of performance with a mix of sixes, boundaries that he scored a lot, and he comes back in style with a smiling face. And Harsh is the man who's congratulating him, who falls short of 2 runs for his half century. But the team is happy with Aditya's performance. What a brilliant knock. 101 runs that he scored. And what a beautiful knock by Aditya. Brings in the new batsman in the center. So Vishal is the new batsman who will join Anish at the center. .210 for the loss of 3 wickets, and it's the start of 19th over. So Alok is the new bowler who will be bowling the 19th over. Didn't quite look at a big target here, but 210 itself is a mammoth. The possibilities were endless, and the way Aditya started, they lost an early wicket, but it was then Aditya and Harsh. What a brilliant knock between these two. Great partnership. And Harsh got out on 48, and now Aditya got out on 101. So it's just last 2 overs now that will decide the scoreboard, and we'll see how much runs they get. This one kept a little low. Nicely fielded by Shripad, and he's been excellent with the bowling as well as the fielding. Shripad has been a part of 2 important wickets. Alok there trying to get an early pace on the delivery there, especially when it is the 19th over. The The ball drifting outside the leg stump, and it's going to be called wide. Again, just way outside the off stump. A bit of a hurry by the batsman there, by Vishal. He was trying to dance down the crease, trying to hit that big one, but the ball was nicely cut by the bowler Alok. That's a beautiful bowling. Again, trying to get that extra pace. Well, is that a dead ball? Yes, it's a dead ball. I think it was a great delivery, but was called dead ball. Some disturbance into the field. So this is going to be an important contest, especially the second last over coming in for the first innings. That is way outside the off stump, and yes, it will be called wide. Extras again has to be a bit controlled, especially when the score is such high. That's nicely swung away, and with this shot, you would love to hear Sultans of Swing, and that is what he's been doing for a long time now. A good song by Dire Straits. That was a good boundary, and at the right time, the perfect time to get that one. Anish there has been striking the ball really hard. That's again nicely hit, and the sound of when the season ball connects the bat is always a beautiful sound that any cricketer loves it. The more you strike it harder, the sound increases its beat. Well, that's still a single, and with that single now the score is 219. What is it? This time it's a thick edge, and that thick edge is enough to take the ball to the boundary rope. Beautiful shot there. And it doesn't matter in cricket how does runs come, but it's important that they come, especially in those last overs. Well, these are just easy pickings out here in at the Air India ground now. Boundary coming up. Change of pace, and what a beautiful catch. This is the catch of the day, I would say. The keeper had to travel a lot. He timed his dive to the perfection, and beautiful catch.
What the
Well, what an eye candy to watch that catch. Amazing commitment by the keeper there. Pradnesh there. Beautiful catch. The ball was racing like a rocket, but he was diving at the right time, and it's 223 for the loss of 4 wickets now, and now we come down to the last over of the first innings. Beautiful catch, and would love to see the replay. So Anish back on strike and Salim bowling the last over. And that's a great shot. That's going to go fine, and that's going to travel a long, long, long way for a boundary. Beautiful shot. And this is exactly when you want those runs to come in. And Anish is doing a fantastic job to bring that score to a level that the team has expected out of him. And these are very crucial balls that you have to play and ensure that you get the maximum. That's a great shot once again, but there is a man covering it. Great fielding there. Just a single on that occasion. Brings in the new batsman on strike finally. Deval Mehta. Well, he would still go for that one. Anish was already running even when the ball was getting delivered because he was wanting to get back to the strike. He's been striking the ball pretty hard. He's getting those gaps easily, and the need of the hour is just to find those boundaries and sixes. That is a big, 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 big one, and that's gonna go all the way. And this is the reason he wanted to get back on the strike. Short ball and swung it away and swung it to glory. Beautiful shot. And he's on 44 runs. That's a wide ball and that's well left. 44 runs that he's playing on Anish. Maybe a sixer will get him to his half century as well. Oh, that he's looking for that pull shot, and of course he will go for the second one. Take his chances there. Last ball of the first innings. Full toss ball, and that's a top edge. And just 2 easy runs to end that innings. Was a full toss ball, but they complete their innings, their first innings on 238 for the loss of 4 wickets. कैमरा नहीं आ रहा है. Well, just when you realize how Camp Rangers got till 200 plus, so let me tell you 101, 48, and 48. That's how the story has gone far till now. Aditya, you started off the innings, that lower full toss ball converted nicely into the extra covers region. How was it playing there? Because you were enjoying throughout.
Yeah, well, in the initial part of the game, they were giving it. It was coming nicely onto the bat, all on the offside as I like it, and there was not much protection in the cover region. So every time the ball was in the slot, I mean, I was going for it. Um all in all, just I was seeing the ball well. So and plus Harsh was batting at the other end with zero, so there was no pressure to up the pace of the game or anything. So it was just easy, we were having fun, and it just sort of went away.
Well, just when I was sitting in that commentary box, I really thought that you're also a great fan of Chris Gale, because you were not running those singles, you were only talking boundaries. So that just thought. So how you went in where the first wicket went early. Early in the innings, you were a very silent driver, and that was the right thing. That because you were giving a lot of lead to Aditya. How did the partnership go? Because that was the longest partnership that you guys had.
So well, actually, he was going well. So I would really didn't have to do much. All that I was trying to do initially was just push the ball and give him strike. And I think that's about it. But over the as the innings progressed, the ball started becoming difficult on the bat. So if you realize, we started getting lesser boundaries.
Even I saw the initial phase of your game, the footwork was not really happening, or maybe the ball was not coming onto bat. How was that phase to overcome?
So actually, the pace was a very difficult thing to judge, because at this juncture, it was very deceiving, and the pitch was also playing bad. So I'm hoping that we get the same kind of a bowling side. I mean, when we are in the bowling side, the pitch will help us again. And so yeah, the plan was very simple when we were there. So we were at 145. I think that's the partnership we had. The plan was very simple. Uh, just go with your natural flow. We were getting about 10 to 12 runs and over. We didn't have to do anything extraordinary. Just stick around, play around, and that's what we did. So I think, yeah, that's about it.
Well, I think even in that phase of your partnership, when it was going on very nicely and very swiftly, you got out on 48. That was a bit unfortunate, but a marvelous innings by you two. And now I'll come to Anish. It is always said in cricket that it doesn't matter how you start, but it always matters that how you finish. And you were swinging that bat amazingly in the air. Are you a great fan of Dire Straits? Because Sultans of Swing is something that I said when you were batting in one of the fours that you hit.
Opening stand or a great one-down stand, it creates a cushion and a platform for the players to follow. So that's what actually happened. And all thanks to both of them. I think Aditya played a fantastic knock. He was so confident when I was there with him, and that builds in that inculcates in the other players as well.
Well, I think they had already set the tone with that long partnership that they went through. But when you went at a point of time, it was again becoming a little sensitive, because that time Aditya had got out, okay, and Harsh was already in the dugout. So even when you were playing with Aditya, how was that whole thing to get adjusted very soon? Because you did not had too many overs to face, and you knew that you're coming at a time where you only have to get adjusted fast to the conditions and then get on with the play.
No, I think we both complemented each other, yeah, and we played a lot of cricket together. We know each other's innings to some extent, how we play, how each other and the way we build in confidence on the opposite player. If I'm making a mistake, he's going to tell me he made any mistake today. So I didn't get an opportunity to tell him. But if at all I did, he complimented, he gave in that much more confidence, and I think that's how it just went. And we knew what we had to do. Like I said again, we had such a fantastic start that we could play freely. There was no pressure that I cannot lose my wicket. What if some three players, two players follow getting out? So there was no pressure whatsoever. So hats off to their stand. I think that's what built the entire.
Well, I think you just said it rightly, because both these batsmen had already set up the tone, and I think that you know kind of carried on. Thank you so much, gentlemen, to talk to you. We're looking forward for the second innings as well. Thank you so much. Welcome back on the second innings, and here it is. Both the batsmen of Mount Litera out in the center to chase a big total set by Camp Rangers. And it's going to be a quite an interesting scenes to watch out here at the Air India ground. It's how the first 5 overs goes for both the teams will really be setting some kind of early feelers for the match. 241 runs to win of just 120 balls. It's almost the double that you have to chase. It's going to be an interesting game to watch out here. Both the batsmen, Alok and Hiren. Alok is on strike and Hiren on non-strike. And Vishal will be starting the innings for Camp Rangers. That's a beautiful delivery, good pace on that occasion, and a good start. Bit on a defensive mode, Alok, but it's a good start. It's just the first delivery. There's a lot more cricket to come in. That's again a fantastic delivery, getting some pace early. But the ball nicely coming onto the bat. Alok might be waiting for that one perfect moment to just get on with the bowling. And this one's nicely hit. Beautiful shot above the head of a mid-off fielder. Then that's gone for a boundary. And maybe with the first two deliveries, he went on to play defensive. Early hittings by Alok, and very much the need of the hour. If you have to not see that run rate soaring up high, you got to get those boundaries. This one's going to be called wide. And it's not about how much pace you're bringing in, it's how much perfect you with your line and length. Even if you got no pace on your delivery, the line and length is very, very, very important. This one's an inside edge. Very lucky there, Alok. And they would be for sure looking for a double. It's just the first over, and it's a good start by both these batsmen. Hiren is just getting the strike, but a good start there by Alok. Good confident start by the batsmen as well. Again, is that a close chance? Was a good delivery, pitching it closer to off stump and bringing it closer towards the batsman. Again, this time played it fine, but the fielder was there. Shot fine leg. Just a single there. So after the end of first over, it is 8 for no loss. So it's a good beginning for Mount Litera. Both the batsmen looking very confident, good body language, and it's a good start. So now some changes into the bowling. Of course, it was the end of the first over. Now Sushil has been brought to the attack by the captain, and we'll be enjoying some spin bowling here. Beautiful scenes here at the Air India ground, playing in the floodlights, bringing you live scenes here. Oh, this one's a beautiful delivery. Started off pretty well. Lack of footwork there, but nicely kept by the keeper as well. This time he tries to step out and trying to hit that one on the onside. Will only manage to get a single there. Alok. Hiren is on strike now. Will be important to see how the contest goes between both these teams. On one hand, Mount Litera has a big total to chase. Oh, that's a brilliant shot. It was nicely struck. No run on that occasion, but had a beautiful sound when the ball connected to the bat. This is a bit wider, and that is so wider that it's been going to be called wide. Again, it's nicely placed. Played it with soft hands. A quick single there. So the best part about both these batsmen that they're keeping the scorecard ticking at every ball, even if they're not getting some boundaries or sixes. But with them managing to get some singles, doubles, and keeping the scorecard moving, that's very important in cricket. This time the ball drifting way outside the leg stump, and it will be called wide. Anything that you get at this point is always a good thing. This one's in the air, and it's a beautiful shot. It was an edge intentionally, but that's gone all the way for a boundary. This would bring some smiles out here. What a shot. That's a cracking shot on the onside, and that's going to go all the way for a boundary. Beautiful shot. Timed it to perfection. Twelve runs coming on that last over, and it is 20 after 2 overs. So Mount Litera playing at an average of 10 runs per over, which is a good start. Setting the tone nicely for the chase. Vishal coming back to the bowling attack. Got a good bounce on that occasion, but here's yes, no, and Hiren is in danger, and he will have to walk back to the dugout. First wicket falling down. Not a great scenes to watch, because both these batsmen were playing really well, Hiren and Alok, but some kind of a miscommunication, and Hiren had to pay the price. Got run out, unfortunate, and so Kostub is the new man who will be joining Alok in the center. Well, this one was with no one. Finally, someone getting onto the ball. And now it's a Kostub on strike. Well, that's some bit of an extra pace here. Bowling in an ideal line and lane just outside the off stump. Will only no run on that occasion. That's a good strike again. This time the ball will travel towards the deep mid wicket region. Will only get a single there. With the loss of that first wicket, suddenly the score has lost its momentum here. But Alok still in the center, who's looking good. He's connected the ball till now pretty well. And a lot will be resting on his shoulder to give a good start for his team. Well, not a shot that I was looking for. Not quite middling it, but will only get a single. Well, what a shot! What a brilliant shot! And this will be long, long and forever. Beautiful. Great shot there. Nicely pulled it. And that went forever. This is a very good comeback, getting that extra pace just outside the off stump and the ball straight in the hands of the keeper. He makes no mistake, and that's the end of the third over, and the score is 30. Still maintaining an average of 10 runs per over for the loss of just 1 wicket. That's nicely bowled again in the block hole region. Sushil continues with the bowling attack from the other end. That's a great delivery, and that will be a dot ball as well. Harsh coming to save that delivery. The ball was going on the covers region. Well, again, that's much fuller. Getting that extra pace on that occasion, just outside the off stump. Something that you would want to, wanting Alok to come on the front foot. And that's a great shot again. This time he chose the onside and he's got a gap here. What a fielding there, but I think the efforts are going to go in vain because that's a boundary coming up at the square leg region. One more boundary for Alok, and that was a beautiful piece of shot. Full toss ball, and that's gonna go travel, 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 and that will be traveling for the destination called boundary. That was a cracker of a shot by Alok again. He's been timing that ball absolutely fine. Now it bring back Kaustubh on strike now. So Vishal continuing his spell. When you need some kind of an extraordinary shots here, and I think Alok is doing a pretty good job in the center, because what you need here is to get the run rate in place. Again, you're looking at a score of 241 to be chased here, so you have to be on the toes. You have to play the ball with its merits. Especially when you're looking at a T20 format, it's not too many overs that you get to adjust yourself to get settled in the crease. But once you're on the go, you are good to go. And I think nicely supported there by Kaustubh as well. So Kaustubh and Alok looking good in the center. This game is nicely poised. That is again a good bouncer. Just traveling just above the middle stump. Straight in the hands of the keeper here. Again, watchfully played this time for just a single on the mid-on region. And he's doing the right thing by giving Alok more and more strike, which is the need of the hour. He's been striking the ball pretty hard. Again, played it with soft hands. Good use of the bottom hand just for a single. And I think this is the best part of the innings, even the way it has started for Mount Litera. Every ball they're trying to get a run, keep the scorecard busy. This one's again in the air. Man is coming under it, and that's going to be a big wicket. So Kaustubh walks back to the dugout. Here's a wicket falling down. So that will bring a new batsman into the center, Neil, who will be joining Alok in the center. Beautiful shot there, and what a beautiful piece of gap that he's got. Well, it was Aditya in first innings, and it's Alok in second innings. Only talking in boundaries. he had a lot of pace on that ball. All he had to do is just give it a direction, and that's flawlessly done by Alok. Again, way outside the off stump, and it's going to be called wide. This ball again keeping low, but he's managing those gaps pretty well. This is one more boundary coming up. Beautiful shot there, and even he seems to be favorite for the offside. He's making those shots look so easy, but trust me, they are not, because you have to time your shot, your footwork, everything to the right time. And Alok is doing that fantastically in the center. He's a good striker of the ball. He's been not quite experimenting, but he's sticking to basics, and he's making worth a time in the center there. So there's going to be a change in the bowling, and I can see the ball in the hands of Aditya. It was great with the bat today. 101 that he scored. Good century. And Aditya coming to the attack. Maybe he's gotten to get some wickets here by Harsh. He's twisting and changing his bowlers pretty nicely. He's got a new man in the very sixth over. Looking to experiment a bit. This one's well, I think it's a no ball, and rightly noted by the umpire, because it's a power play over. You're only allowed to keep 2 players outside the 30-yard circle, and this time it was 3. And it's also going to be a free hit, so that's more of an advantage for the bowler, for the batsman. Whenever you get a free hit, you are free to do anything. Even if luck is not on your side, free hit is always on your side. That is a beautiful gap, and that's going to go all the way for a boundary. So good use of that free hit. So a great piece of batting there. That's a great shot, and that's a great gap. 2 consecutive boundaries coming up. The score is now picked up some momentum. हालत खराब होता है सर That's a good delivery. A bit of a receiving line and length for the batsman there. That one's in the air, and that will also going to travel, but there is a good chase. Finally, fielder cuts it off before the boundary line, and there's going to be a couple of more runs for Mount Litera. Good shot there. Some aggressive cricket that we can see in the ground. I'm going for 2 weeks. And again, this is a better delivery. Was an overpitch delivery trying to go across the line and completely missing out. There's no connection of the bat and ball. 61 for the loss of 2 wickets. That is again a good delivery. He's intentionally, well, that one's given wide. So one more added to the total. That one's in the air and it is going to fall one bounce and into the boundary rope. Great shot there. Once again, it's come out from Neil. So it was not just Alok who's doing the hittings. Someone who's just joined the party is Neil. Even he's looking the ball pretty cleanly, and great shots by him as well. After 6 over, it is 66 for the loss of 2 wickets. Again, playing on an average of 12 runs. No. 63. It's 11 per over, not 12. Well, it's a great going as of now for Mount Litera. They have taken on the bowling as well of Camp Rangers. And it's just about time. Will let us know who is leading the show. And it is this semi-finals who will decide which team is going to play in Pune on the 24th against BT Smashers. Well, that's going to go fine, and that's even finer. This time it is Alok, who is a beautiful timer of the ball. Some spill bowling left him round the wicket. That's caught in the pace. It was an extra slow one. Trying to nudge it outside the off stump. Straight in the hands of the keeper. Again, the same trick, but this time he manages to get a single on that occasion. A quick cheeky single by both these batsmen. Good running between the wickets. Alok and Neil doing just fine there. It's now how they accelerate this momentum. It's now how they get more and more runs, get a target on hand, and try to achieve that. Getting that guard, Neil. Again, outside the off stump. This time it is in the gap, but there is a protection in the deep. 2 quick runs and great running between the wickets. And this is what is required at this moment. Even if you're not getting those boundaries or sixes, it's always good to keep the scorecard ticking with singles and doubles. That's a great shot. Again, this time long on is the position. Getting a quick single, Neil. Getting in Alok back on strike. Last ball of this over. Again, this time played it with soft hands. Harsh coming to save that one. And with that single, it's the end of the over. And by the end of 7 overs, it is 75 for the loss of 2 wickets. That's again this time on the leg side, and it's going to be called wide. Oh, this is a much better delivery. I think he's nicely twisting and changing his line and length. Sometimes onto the leg stump, sometimes outside the off stump. So he's making those variations with an intention, I'm sure. But this time it's nicely connected, and this is going towards a long on boundary, but it was a good fielding there in the deep. And something that you need at this point in time is these kind of commitments on the field. That's a great shot. It's nicely pulled away, and no need to run for that. But he's done it just fine, I think. Have to wait for the umpires to give us the decision. No, it's a safe. And just when I was saying no need to run for it, he made it worth it by running for it. That's again this time kept low. Every dot ball is going to increase a bit of a pressure on the batsman because he knows that the run rate is also going to increase with that. That's a great shot, but there is a man in the covers region. Are they going to go for the single? They'll have to be very fast, and yes, they are good runners between the wickets. They've converted the single into a double, and this is exactly what the pressure that they need to put on the bowling team at this moment. And Alok and Neil is just doing it flawless. Again, straight down the ground. I think he got his fingers on the ball, but could not stop that one on his follow through. Aditya managed to get a single again at the end of the 8th over, and it is 82 for the loss of 2 wickets. I think it's a great partnership that is getting developed. So Sudarshan coming back to the attack. I think the captain relies on him, and he's brought him back. Left him round the wicket. Sudarshan here. Yes. That is again a good striker. There's quite a chase for the fielders there. And he's going to go for second one. Yes, no is the call. And have they got the man? It's a great appeal, but it was worth the chance that they have taken. Truly brilliant. Good running between the wickets. Again, straight in the hands of Harshvardhan. He is fast on the ball, getting a dot ball on that occasion. Oh, that's a great delivery. Again, deceiving line and length for the batsman there with an extra bit of lower on pace. And I think he's doing it fantastically. He's taken that middle stump off stump area pretty nicely, the bowler. This time again, look at that. And he's bringing that to quality. He's keeping it consistent. He's bowling on the middle stump, off stump, just outside the off stump pretty well. Not trying to hit on the legs, but something that is wanting the batsman to come on the front foot, make a mistake. Well, again, I don't know what they're appealing for, but they almost, the keeper fell on the stumps. And I think it was not worth the shout, but it's a great bowling there by Sudarshan. He's turning that to perfection, and he's also changing the line and length at every ball. Look at that extra slow pace. Again, this goes fine. There's quite a chase for the fielder there. Should be able to cut it off. Yes, he does. And a couple of more runs added to the total. It's just the ninth over, and it's going to be very important. 241 is the chase. This one's in the air for some time, going towards a wideish long off region. A bit of hassle for the fielder there, but that's the end of ninth over. And after the ninth over, it is 86 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. 87 runs, sorry. Again, a correction. It is 88 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. So Yogendra Vora is coming to bowl the next over. He's taken a challenge of 9 runs. So this is going to be an interesting over to look forward. Well, he starts off with the wide ball. Well, again, that is going to be a wide ball. So 2 consecutive wides here. That one's in the air, long off coming to the play. Just a single on that occasion. Good fielding there by Mukund. And that's gonna travel. That is a good gap. Fielder doing a good job here. Neil will have to hurry. Alok is pretty safe on the non-strikers end, and that's good running between the wickets. They've been converting those singles into doubles pretty fine, and that is the need of the hour. That one's in the air again. The ball going towards the covers region. Will only get a single on that occasion, but are these singles really helping the score to build up to a different level? That's again a good try of getting that gap, but he's hit that one directly in the hands of the fielder there. Will only manage to get a single. Can't stop that one. Again, this one had a good bounce, and the bounce kind of deceived the batsman in connecting it. Well, that is hit nicely. There are two men chasing it, and they're going for that second one, and he's given it. He's given him out. They had to go for that second to get that challenge in, but certainly the challenge was nicely accepted and executed. So after the end of 10 overs, it is going to be 88 runs now for the loss of 3 wickets. So now again, Sudarshan is back on the bowling end, and he will continue. Slower one, nicely picked up this time towards the extra covers region. Will only get a single there. Something that you do not want to do in this kind of time is lose another wicket, and Mount Litera would be hoping that. Again, a slower one, nicely picked up this time towards the long off region. Just a single. Well, this was a brilliant bowling, because at this time he was till now he was bowling outside the off stump. This was a doosra that came closer to the batsman onto the middle stump. Great thinking there by the bowler Sudarshan. Again, beating in pace, fielder coming on to the ball, and will only get a single there. Again, this is a good thinking, because there is a wide gap between the covers and extra covers, and maybe the batsman wanting to get that gap to score an easy boundary, but good fielding on that occasion, and Sudarshan has been doing an excellent job. He's applied some speed breakers to the momentum that was picking up pace. Well. This is again drifting way outside the leg stump, and wind will call wide by the umpire. Yes, it is given. Every extra that you bowl is always an advantage for the batting team because he gets an extra run, extra ball to be bowled. Outside the off stump again. This time a better line and length to end the over with a dot ball. It's the end of 11 over, and it is 94 runs on the scorecard. So now Yukendra continues from right arm over the wicket because he took the challenge in the last over and did pretty fine. So the captain trusting him again. That one's in the air. It's a long shot, and somewhere it is going to stop in the field. And one more appeal. But this time batsman safe in the crease. Was a good throw and a good attempt to get that run out. Again, this one's wider onto the off stump and will be called wide by the umpire. Extras are coming, singles, doubles are coming, but somewhere you see in the last 3-4 overs, the boundaries got to be tied up, and they have been to be pushed now. Again, outside the off stump, two consecutive wides on that occasion. Maybe he's wanting to find that area outside the off stump, but this is going way wider. It's always an advantage for a batsman there. This time he's bowling onto the legs, but the batsman was way outside his crease. And no chance there to even hear that appeal. Full toss ball, nicely placed. Is just a single on that occasion. It almost looked like it has picked up a good gap, but fielder rightly placed there in the extra covers region. So it's Yogendra continuing. Has he got the edge? Has he not got the edge? So Sudarshan continuing now. Full toss ball, and this will fall in no man's land. But will he get an easy single? And I think there is this moment now where the batsman will really have to get onto the bowling. The run rate is creeping very high. Beautiful strike there again. Will manage to just get a single, and these singles are just keeping the scorecard busy, but not really moving the right direction to get that big total on your hand. You have a coin with you?
Young veterans, correct.
Your
Schools are the same. We have two teams. Unfortunately, or unfortunately, both of us are in the semi-final. Ideally, we would love to play.
थोड़ा ये side आना पड़ेगा. So at least the school wins. थोड़ा सा ये side आना.
चलेगा ना?
Just come close.
नहीं ना?
वो सलमान खान का ऊपर का ही लेते मालूम है.
हाँ.
उसका फुटवर्क नहीं है इसके लिए. All right, welcome to Zooter International School Dads Tournament, and here we are with the start of the second match. But before that start, we will love to have a toss here. I have both the captains with me, JNS Young Veterans. I have Jaimeen, and from JNS Jaguars, I have Pratik. Gentlemen, both of them looking very confident. The teams are practicing. What do you have to say? Words on the match ahead.
Oh yes, we are confident. We won a good game in the quarterfinals, and as I just mentioned, we are the same team, same school, so we would have loved to play in the final. So at least the school wins. But anyway, so it's a game, and we are all set for it.
Well, Pratik, quick words on the game. How the team is prepping up for the next game. It's semi-finals, one step away from the mega finals.
Yeah, every match is important. You take it step by step. Shouldn't take any opponent easily. So we'll be playing as if we are playing the best team again. So let's see. The best team wins.
Superb. I think it's a great reunion as well because you guys are from the same school and coming in front of each other. So Jamin has the coin, and I think Pratik is going to put up a word on what he goes. Heads is the call by Pratik, and heads it is. Pratik, you win the toss.
We'll be fielding.
Looking at the conditions here, what are your thoughts on fielding first? Any particular reason?
Shorter format, it's always better to know what you are chasing because I don't think the wicket matters at all. The wicket here in Air India has been firm and good. So I think you should know what you are chasing. That's the only idea.
Well, it's been going good for the team who's batting first, especially what happened in the first match. Got a great total. But what are your thoughts on getting a batting first?
No, that's what Pratik said, that we've played quite a lot of games here to know how the wicket is. It's always been a batting wicket unless until like it's very dew or very cold, where the ball's moving.
but it's always been a batting wicket, and we would have probably batted first any which ways. So I'm okay with it.
I think it's a win-win situation toss for both the captains. Everybody gets what they want. So, gentlemen, I wish the best. May the best team win, and all the best for the next game. It's a big game coming, and the winners of this game will be playing against Fazlani United in the finals in Pune. Thank you so much. That's it from the toss. Let's go back to the live action. Thank you. Well, I think let's get back to the live action out here in the Air India. So JNS Jaguars won the toss, selected to field first, and I've invited JNS young veterans to bat first. Both were looking, and they got what they wanted. So win-win situation toss again. That's a powerful hit. Certainly touching the fingers of the bowler there, but could not stop the ball. And it's again boiling down to the increasing run rate. That is what is creating the concern. That's again what were they appealing for? Because it was drifting on to the leg side, and it's been called wide in either. Well, I think what they want now is big hits. That's an edge going towards the man straight there. (115) after the end of 14 overs, more 6 to go, and this 6 will be very crucial because all that you want is taking the ball outside the fence in the stadiums. Those big shots are going to help because the run rate is soaring up high like a Mount Everest. That's a good striker, powerful hit on the long off region. Just a single that. And that's an overthrow. There was no backup. Finally, Anish coming to cover that up. But a single is converted into double, and that's a good way. And it's in the air, man coming under it, and it's a good catch. One more breakthrough, and a wicket falls down here. That one's in the air, but the fielder's coming on to it and will only get a single here. Certainly looking at the scenes out here and calculating the run rates. I think the upper hand Camp Rangers have it till now in this game. It was again a close call. That is a good shot, and that will pass the man in the deep. That's a beautiful boundary. Came after a very long time. That might boost up a little bit of energies out here. That's again straight in the hands of Harshvardhan. He makes a mistake, and the fielder surely cuts it off, but a couple of more runs added to the total. 126 runs now to end at 15th over. More 5 overs to go, and there's a lot more to score here. Hundred and 15 runs needed of just 30 deliveries, and that's quite a task. So Yogendra continues. Again, bowling outside the off stump, and it is way wider to call it a wide. Getting an extra run on that occasion. That one's nicely played on the leg side, and I think that will travel just fine. Oh, what a shot there. Good boundary on that occasion. This is what they need at every ball now. Well, that one's in the air. Mukund coming under it, drops the catch, and the batsman is safe. Could have been a good running catch. Again, nicely played. Harsh coming to the rescue. No run on that occasion. Well, somewhere down the line, the run rate is going to play a major role here. Still, it's singles coming in, doubles coming in, but there's no sign of any raining sixes out here. That one's in the air, but will fall short of Vishal there. We'll just get a single. This is again a wide delivery. This one's again a full toss ball, but there is a yes no call, and the batsman is safe. Rightly sent back by the striker batsman. Well, it's a big match now. It's end of the 16th over, and more 4 overs to come. But there is Mount Everest in front of you to be climbed, and that is a very big total that they started chasing off. Started off pretty well, got some early glories by hitting those boundaries, but somewhere Sudarshan and Yogendra had a very good spell, and that is where the major turnaround happened. Purely because there were no boundaries that were coming on that particular time. That's an edge going towards the short third man region, just a single. Well, it's a good fight by Mount Litera. Again, a slower one. This time he's picked up, I think, the gap pretty fine. It's a great fielding there. Beautiful stop. And will surely save 2 valuable runs for his team. And it's a good side to watch. Even Camp Rangers still not giving it up easy runs. And that's one more wicket falling down. Not a great news for Mount Letera. So the next man coming in is Neil, who has had a busy day in the outfield. So Neil on strike, and he strikes on the very first ball. Beautiful boundary, beautiful gap, and that's racing away. It's just that these boundaries came a little bit late. That's again a good striker by Neil. He's looking for a second, but they will only get a single there. There's one more wicket falling down, and this is what is going to happen because 144 for 5 it is, and 6 now. Well, now Mukund trying his hand in a very simple way and bowling it to Neil. And that's a clean bowled. One more wicket falling down. There was a big appeal for the LBW. Mukund was looking forward for it but could not convince the umpires. It was a good appeal there. It's just the 18th over now. Again, just a single. And it's almost the match is in the hands of Camp Rangers. 18th over in progress. Just more 2 overs to go after this. And that's a big one. That's a cracking shot, which traveled miles and miles. And that brings the 150 up for Mount Litera. That's number 2. Oh, what a fielding. Beautiful fielding there. So 152 coming up after 18 overs. It is more 2 overs to go and a lot to be brought on the table. Amish is back to the attack and starts off with a dot ball, which is a good thing. That one's in the air and caught and bowled by Amish. One more wicket falling down. That brings in Anuj to the center. And that's a clean bowled. Once again, he's striking it pretty fine. And it is a win for Camp Rangers.